What is up, YouTube? What is up, Soulstorm community? It's me, Dusty Minister, and I'm back with a new video this time. This time, we're going to make a tier list video again, but this time we're going to talk about Dawn of War Soulstorm maps. So we got 1v1s, we got 2v2 maps, we got 3v3, and we've even got some 4v4 maps in here. By the way, the reason why I say we is because for this time, I'm not alone in this one. I got my boy Jagus in here. Say hi, Jagus.
What up, Dawn of War Soulstorm community? It's your boy Jagus.
Yeah.
How's it going, Duzzy?
Well, I'm great. How about you, mate?
Yeah, I'm so excited for this, brother. Like this is a video that's been a long time in the making. So let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah, for sure, mate. I've actually seen like you've been dropping a lot of videos. Don't you have anything else to do, mate?
Yeah, no, that's like unheard of with me. Yeah, usually I take a break for like 6 months and then upload a video. But no, I've just been chilling by myself. So what better thing to do than make more Dawn of War videos, right?
Yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. So you're ready for this, right? We've talked about this beforehand, before we go into this, and we've talked a little bit about what we would have of ideas of this. Obviously,
Yep.
we have been talking a little bit about criteria, what we think is important. We talked about two criteria, main criteria, right? There probably is others, but I think there's two mains, which is the map fun to play? Like the gameplay, like is there some balance issues maybe? Can only one race play this map realistically, or whatever it could be? And then there's obviously not as important, but still kind of important, which is aesthetics. Like, how does the map look? Does it look like absolute trash, or does it actually look kind of beautiful? And it's almost like, you know, I can tell there was put effort into this one map, right? Yeah. So,
Yep.
You're ready for this one? Because I am very ready.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's hit it off with the first one. What do you got for me, Duzzy?
So the first one we're going to look at is Blood River. So should I start out with this one?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So this is obviously a classic 1v1 map. I think it's the second most played of the whole server currently. And it's a very classic map. I think it's a very beginner-friendly map. It kind of has everything. It has heavy cover, and it has negative cover. It has 4 points, and then obviously it has a relic for each side of the map. And so it almost is kind of like a perfect beginner map, I kind of feel like, if you want to learn the game, because it has most things. It even has a little bit of terrain in here. Obviously, I'm a little biased, because I'm a Space Marine main, obviously, and this is like a classic Space Marine map. It's a very tight map, which also means that it basically is like a very bunker-friendly map. But I kind of like this map. Do I think it's a beautiful map? No, but I do kind of respect it. Like, it really sticks to the theme. Like, there's literally blood everywhere. And so, I kind of like this map. I'm kind of leaning on the high end, but I wanna see what you think about it.
I mean, you basically just summed it up for me. Like 100%. We're gonna agree on this one. 100%. Like, good beginner-friendly map. I mean, the map's called Blood River. It has a Blood River. What more could you ask for? It's a fantastic map. Even the vanilla version is quite symmetrical. It's quite balanced.
Yeah.
They did remaster it slightly, but I think even the original still holds up pretty well.
Yeah.
And yeah, aesthetic-wise, not exactly the most pleasing map to look at. 100% agree. But so should we get straight onto the rating, or do you want to?
Yeah, no, I kind of agree. Well, obviously, just for the viewers, we don't have remastered maps, so sorry about that. We do have new maps, though, so look out for those. One of them is actually coming in soon.
Yeah, check them out.
So, I don't think it's S tier, right? Because it's not the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life, right? And also, there are some races that might not like to play this map, and like, so it has like a little bit of that, but I do think it's like, this is either like a minus or B plus. That's kind of how I see this.
I'm just gonna say I already went ahead and put mine in A tier. I think it's
Okay.
deserving of A tier.
Okay.
It's a good map. It really is.
Okay, I kind of respect that.
Yeah.
Well, so let's just put it an A tier and let's move on. So we got we
Good
got
question.
we got Bloodshed Alley. What do you think about that one?
Do our tier lists have to be matching? By the way,
No. Oh.
I don't think
Ooh.
we talked
Actually,
about this.
actually, we didn't talk about that, but I would actually say yes. Because
Okay.
if we disagree,
Yeah.
like we just go a little bit back and forth and then see who gives in and
In the middle.
like
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah. So if, for example, if you think something is F tier and I'm like, nah, that's S tier, we put it at a C. You know.
Gotcha. That sounds good to me. Okay.
So
Sorry, continue.
No, that's good. So we got Bloodshed Alley. Have you played this map?
Bloodshed Alley. Are we moving on to 3v3 now?
Yeah, so we're mixing a little bit up here.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't want to swear, but
Yeah.
I definitely mess around with that. Bloodshed Alley. It's quite a long map. Like it's a big map and fairly balanced on both sides. You know, each player has, I think, a minimum of 4 points each.
Yeah.
It can get more than that, but there's only 2 relics on each side of the map, so you kind of have to make some strategic decisions between your teammates on who will get the relics. But usually it's like if you have a Imperial Guard player or a Necron player or a Space Marine player on your team, usually those guys have priority over the relics. So this map, because of its length, its size, it does kind of favor Space Marines a bit more because one thing you might see is, you know, the classic deep strike by the Space Marines
Yeah.
in the enemy base, which can be a hassle to deal with, especially if your troops are like on the other side of the map and not defending your base type of thing. And because the bases are so close together, the Space Marines can destroy one base, move on to the next, domino effect.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I think it's still quite a fairly balanced map, just despite that little
Okay.
favor towards Space Marines. I quite like this. I honestly don't really have a big problem with this map.
Okay. Well, okay, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be super interesting. So, obviously,
Alright.
just for the viewers, Jagus this is what's really smart of us to do this collaboration here. I'm more of a 1v1 guy. You're more like, I like team maps, right? That's kind of how you are, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty
So,
much. Agreed.
obviously, you have different perspectives on these things, and we will learn stuff along the way. So
Yeah.
initially when I looked at Bloodshed Alley, I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking this one is going to be on the low end. You're kind of convincing me a little bit, but the problem is, Jake, is when I look at this video, or when I look at this map, I'm kind of like, this is like, you know, Relic. They're the ones who made these maps, right? This is like,
Yes.
this is like a Relic. They had this trainee, right? And he has been here for a month, right? And like, you know, he needs to do something, right? And they told him, you know, kinda how to make maps right now, right? Yeah, I kinda know it. Yeah, okay. Show me how to make a map. And he made this map. Like, to me, to me, this map just looks so stupendously simple for me. And there's
That's why I like it though. 'Cause
Okay.
It's so simple.
okay, maybe
But
you
you're
and
right.
yeah, okay, maybe you and me just have like different taste. I respect that. I definitely respect that. But there's also part of me that just like it to me. It first of all, I actually think it's kind of ugly. Kinda. It's not like complete garbage to watch, but I kind of don't think it's like aesthetically pleasing. Maybe it's like different taste here. And then the other part is also that I feel like it has like the elements of Alvarus, but it's just like a terrible version of it. That's obviously like my raw opinion of it, but you kind of convinced me to go a little higher. I'm not gonna lie, I was down in the E, F tier, but like you're kind of like pushing me up a little bit, and like obviously you had your point of view about the balance. I kind of respect that a little bit, I guess. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that's why. Yeah, the more simple the map, the kind of the more balanced, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I didn't really
yeah.
talk about the aesthetics either. Like, I agree, it's not the most pleasing map. It's just too yellow. It's just too
Yeah.
yellow and orange for me. Yeah.
Okay. Are
No,
we?
it's not the prettiest map.
So the vibe I'm getting is like if I so I feel like you're kind of like a B tier guy here. Is it? Am I hitting correctly here? You're kind of thinking.
Yeah, I'm kind of aiming towards lower B tier, B minus.
Okay.
Potentially.
I'm kind of at a D tier here. I'm kind of like, you convinced me a little
okay.
bit, so I'm thinking, should we do this C-ish?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think C would be good because of the aesthetics
Yeah.
and the overall simplicity of it. You're right; it could be a bit more exciting, I guess.
Yeah.
it is pretty damn simple, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Let's just say C tier. I
C
kind
tier,
of
C tier is good.
I kind of
Yeah.
F with that one. So
Yeah.
okay, so we're gonna do a 1v1 map, and I'm gonna look this up. It's called Vortex Plateu. You got that one? Okay, so
Oh, Vortex Plateau. Which one's that one?
that's the red, just pure red 1v1 map, just complete.
Oh,
red.
I didn't even see that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
So Vortex Plateu, right?
Yep.
To me, this is one of the most like. Okay, I might like. You'll see sides of me that sometimes I get very blatant and kind of like very like ignorant the way I speak. But like, this is the ugliest map I've ever seen in my life.
Just by looking at it, I think I agree with you.
Yeah,
Isn't that just Vandean Mountains but 1v1?
yeah, no. It's exactly like that, kind of. Like, it's actually kind of exactly like that. It's so, to me, it's just
Damn.
like, I don't even think like they play this in tournaments anymore because it's so like, people don't like that map. I guess I'm not like complete expert on this map, but it just looks horrible. It's kind of like, there's so many other maps where I would be like, this map is probably like I can find other maps that'll do the exact same thing, but better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I am
IF with that.
I am very close to like literally saying straight up I would put this F tier, and it's not like it's just I can't imagine all the maps, because we have looked at some of these maps. Of all the maps I see here, this is like the 1v1 map that I think is the worst personally. Like, because it's ugly as hell, like for real. And then I don't even think it's very balanced. Like, I think it's very, very heavily favored towards like jumping guys, and like the points are super spread out, and has like an awkward metal part, like in the middle, and it's very like, yeah. I don't F with that map, but I haven't played it much, so like maybe it's a very ignorant take, but I'm kind of like already putting it F tier. I'm not gonna lie. If you have like good things to say, so go ahead, bud.
I don't F with this map, but I will put it in F tier.
Yeah. Okay.
You kind of realized where I stood with that because I didn't even recognize the map. So
yeah. Okay.
We'll just put it F tier. Let's just move straight on.
Sure. Okay. So we got the next one is Ice Flow. So that's the 2v2 map. And would you like to say anything about it?
Yeah, I'll start off with this one. This is okay. I'm a little bit biased with this one. This is actually one of my favorite 2v2 maps to play. Yeah, so basically, it's like it's got all the four corners. Everybody starts in their own little corner. You have 3 strategic points each. That's a nice, well-balanced like set of points to start off with. And then you kind of have these like interesting fights in the middle because there's one strategic point in the middle of the map, and you basically have to just have like fight with your opponent over it. I like it because there's like no teching. It's like pure just like tier 1 fighting, which is one of my favorite play styles. And there's also a bit of like turret rush action that goes on in the middle, just so that like it's like who can like reach it first. Yeah. And there's also only one relic in the middle as well to fight over. It just has those like, you know, small tier 1 fights that I like the most about playing Soulstorm.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think of like bad things about it. I can't really think of any. I don't think this map favors any race in particular.
No, I don't think so.
I'm already looking.
Either. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at probably like A minus B plus ish.
Okay.
That's where I'm kind of standing right now.
That's interesting you said that, because like I'm actually like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm almost like flirting with S tier. So here's the thing about like
Ooh.
that's like so here's the thing about Iceflow. I actually think it's an amazingly looking map for what it is. And there's also like I'm actually happy that you're kind of on the same boat with me. I hate teching as well. Uh, and
Yeah.
like if you just AFK in your base teching, you're gonna lose on this map, right? Like for
Yeah,
sure.
100%.
So I kind of
Yeah.
I kind of like the map for that specific reason. Also, you're not too. It's almost like you can have some individualism on this map, while still being kinda reliant on your teammate, kinda. And so
Yeah.
that's kind of what I love about this map. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like thinking about the other 2v2 maps there is, this must be like at least on our list, this must be at least A tier. That's kind of how I see it. I really love this map. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off. Can I just quickly throw in one thing? I think one thing that might be a bit like iffy about this map is, you know, if you're someone who like loves winning, but if you have an opponent that might not be as skilled as you,
Yeah.
and is losing his fight on his side, it's almost a guaranteed lose.
Oh.
Like for the whole.
Yeah.
You're almost like if you got like a not a so good player, that's almost guaranteed loss in this map.
Well, okay,
I think you could say that for most 2v2s, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that argument makes sense more if we're, like, in a 3v3 map, for example.
3v3, yeah.
Where, like, 2v2, it's almost like, yeah, if 50% of your team sucks, then you're gonna lose,
Yeah,
right? Like, no, like, I'm not trying to, like trash your argument, but I think that in a 2v2, that's kind of like happening for every single, like looking at the other 2v2 maps we have, like I kind of feel like that goes for both of them, like all.
Yeah, I literally just realized that as I was looking at these other maps, I was like, actually, this applies across the board. So
yeah,
never mind that. Let's okay, beautiful map. I agree. I love the snow maps. The like from the Winter Assault days.
Oh, me too. Yeah, me too.
Good memories there, and yeah. So A tier.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm so close to saying S tier, but I can compromise with an A tier if you don't like S tier.
Hey, I mean, if you're saying S tier, I'm gonna say S tier. You know, because I know I love this map, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
No. Like, okay. Thank you, because like I really actually think it's an S tier. Well, it's kind of an S minus because I do understand your argument, but still, like, I just don't see the flaws for real. Like, if you have like a map that's so beautiful and so amazing on so many levels, and yes, it has like small parts in here, and like maybe there's certain races that doesn't like, but I don't mind that as long as it's not like fatal flaws. Then I'm like,
100%.
Like, it's almost like a perfect map in my opinion for what it is. Okay,
100% agree.
So we got DFA, or Deadly Fun Archeology. That's the next one. So
yep.
I'm gonna start out with this one. I haven't played this until the last like 3 or 4 days, and I must say I'm actually kind of impressed by the people who made this. First of all, I actually think it's kind of beautiful, and I do also think that it has like this outer reaches kind of vibe about it, where it has 9 points on the whole map, and so I like that because that forces a lot of fighting, and I like a lot of fighting. Spoiler alert, we'll probably like look into outer reaches as well, but DFA, to me, I kind of F with this map. I don't know, I haven't played it too much to really know if I would say it's like, there's probably some races who don't like this map. I could imagine that, but I do kind of, yeah, I'm impressed by what people have made with this. I don't think it's like amazing. I'm not saying S. I'm not even saying A tier, but like it's on the above average for sure. Like I would say that. That's my point. So yeah, if you have anything.
I have to take your word for what it is, because I can't even remember the last time I saw a match on this map.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm actually trying to remember this map, to be honest. Maybe I'll do a cast about it in the future, but from what I can see, it's a very, very beautiful map, actually. And it is custom made, yeah. So, a lot of work was put into it.
I would say, like, B tier seems fair to me.
Okay.
It's not Bloodshed Alley because it's just too beautiful compared to Bloodshed Alley, but it probably has some issues here and there, and also like it's impossible for me to put a map on S tier or A tier if I don't truly know the map, you know. So I would probably put it on B tier.
I'll just have to agree with you then. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have anything to offer.
So here's a map that I don't play often, but I've seen it a couple of times. I've played it also a few times, but it's Paynes Retribution. I assume you know this map pretty well.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start this one off because yeah, I really love this. I love this map, dude. Like, out of all the 3v3s, it's a nice balanced map. Once again, pretty simple, from what like we've seen. From what I guess from your point of view, like it's like pretty simple map, right? You got that river in the middle, and then you got the icy landscape on either end. But then you've also got these like icy islands in the middle, and that middle part has like a wealth of strategic points. I think there's like 4 points and 2 critical locations.
Yeah.
In that middle part, there's also like some more points on the outside as well.
Yeah.
And there's just heaps of points on this map. Like if you're an Orcs player, like this map is like heaven for you. It's great, and you have like those nice fights in the middle as well. Like both teams trying to like take that middle part like as much as possible, and it's just a good time in my opinion. I'm a little bit biased again towards this map as well. So
no, so does it have? By the way, does it have like power depots or what they're called?
Yeah, it's got slag deposits.
Slag deposits, yeah.
Yeah, those are next to those 2 points on the outside. One person will have more points than the others because they will be closer to those 2 points. But you can have some really interesting battles in this map.
Yeah.
And overall, I think it's also a pretty map. I'll again be biased towards these snowy maps. I like they're just so beautiful, you know. So
yeah, well,
I'm already sitting like A+. S- on this map. What do you think?
You want to put this S? Let's be real.
Yeah. Yeah. I do kind of. Out of all the 3v3s, this one would be one I would put up in S tier. But I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay.
Convince me that it's not.
No, I'm not gonna convince you because everything you just said, I actually kind of agree. I didn't remember the slag deposit, but I kind of love the fact that like both Necron players and Orc players can kind of love this. They kind of have the opposite things that they want. Like Orcs, they want the blue, and like Necrons, they want the
purple.
They kind of they kind of want
green.
the green one. But yeah. Like honestly, what puts this? What in what world should this not be S tier? That's kind of what I'm at. Like what?
I would love to hear an argument against, because right now I can't really think of a reason why you wouldn't want to play this map. It's such a fun map to play.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think this is like S tier almost. Like yeah, I would put this.
High praise.
Yeah, I
Alright.
kind of feel like it's almost like perfect, but like. Whatever, let's just put it there. I also agree with you, it's very, very aesthetically pleasing, so yeah. Yep.
Fantastic.
Okay, bro. Now we got your favorite map, Fata Morga.
My Can we just put this at S tier and just move on?
Yeah, okay, okay.
Do you like this map?
Let's be very short about it, okay?
Okay.
Like, it's pretty impossible not to love this map, because it's like... It's so well balanced. I feel like it almost has this perfect balance between like, spread out, not spread out points, but it has terrain, and then it also has like kind of the tightness that Blood River has in a way. I think most races to some extent kind of at least can respect this map and like this map, and so.
Yep.
Like, how is this... Like, obviously, I'm not gonna lie, it's not the most beautiful map, but I don't think it's particularly ugly. So it's like, how is this not S tier, you know?
I think it's quite a beautiful map, actually.
Okay.
Okay. I love the colors. I like the water in the middle as well going on there. So
The one thing
I don't know.
the one thing I will say about Fata Morga is there's kind of a weird disconnect going on here, right? Because Fata Morga, right? That's when you go into the desert. Maybe I'm like, my English is bad here, but it's like you walk into the desert and you see water, but there's not water, right? But apparently in Fata Morga there is water, right? That's kind of like, you know.
In a desert, yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's still S tier, let's move on. So,
S tier.
yeah. So we got
That's S tier for me.
we got a 2v2 map. Actually one that I've played a lot. We got Saint Square in here. So
Okay.
I'm gonna start off a little bit here with this. So I feel like it's a little bit of a messy map, a little bit,
Yep.
because there's a lot of like angles that you can fight. Like it's almost like too messy. So there's there's a lot of stuff going on in the middle. It has 3 critical locations, but then there's also like points on the sides, in the corners and stuff. And so it almost like, because you said the whole thing about like if you lose on ice flow, one player lose on ice flow, the same thing applies here. Like if you lose, like you're so dead on this map, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it's particularly a pleasing map to watch. Kind of has this like not my vibe kind of color, but I guess that's like taste. I do kind of like the map, like it. I would say above average, but I don't know if I would put it like. No, I don't think I would put it S or A. I'm not even sure if I would put it B. I could have put it B.
Ooh.
I could put it B actually. Like I'm not opposed to that, but I don't think it's like high end. Yeah, whatever. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I agree with what you say for the most part. It's a fairly like symmetrical map, so balanced in that kind of sense. But I agree with what you were saying, how it's messy. Like there's heavy cover everywhere, and
Oh, true.
points everywhere, and you do have some interesting fights. You know, trying to get more points than your opponent, but if you know your ally's being attacked and you have to help him, and then you get attacked, yeah, it can get a bit annoying in that sense. I think the colors are not the most pleasing, but I do like the what do you call it? Like the terrain in the map. Like you got little walls and statues and pretty nice stuff. So I think it is quite a nice looking map in that sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't put it S or A for sure. Maybe a low B or a high C.
Yeah. I'm kind of on the B tier a little bit here. I don't think it's bad. I think it's kind of above average. So I would kind of.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Does it get played a lot though?
So I think it's the 4th most played map. So it's kind of it. So I think we have 4 maps, 2v2 maps, and so it just snuck in on this list. It doesn't get played that much, and I think it's because it's like very, very like. I don't want to use the word skill intense, but I would imagine like newer players, they could get a lot of lost on this map.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. Yeah.
So
we'll just put it C.
Oh yeah, a very high
Sounds a bit
C,
low.
very high C.
I'll go B. We'll go B actually.
Yeah,
we'll go then.
B minus,
B minus.
B
yeah.
minus.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah, C felt a bit too harsh.
yeah, that sounded a little bit harsh. Okay, now we will probably have a little bit of a controversial one. Well, kinda. We got Vandean Coast. Can I just start out? Can I start out with this, because I feel like some people, you either hate this map or you love this map. That's kind of how I feel about this map. So
yeah.
I'll just start off. I don't think this map is like terrible or anything. But there are races, if you play that on this map, you will lose just instantly. Like, if you play, shall we say, like orcs on this map, are you kidding me? It's like almost unplayable. Almost like, also like, how come you win on this team if like one team has a Necron player and the other doesn't? You know, like, that's kind of how I feel about this map. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Before we started the video, we were talking about a map that we absolutely hated. Is this the map? This is the map for me.
Oh, it is the map for you. You hate this map.
Yeah, but I freaking hate this map with a passion. I'll still play it if people want to play it,
Oh,
But because of what you said, how it really favors Necrons, 100%. Like, and also like Imperial Guard as well.
yeah,
When
yeah.
they hit tier 2 and they get the basilisks, the map's so tiny, the basilisks can just stay in the base and shoot the enemy base from, from their base. And it's a gorgeous map, but I hate this map.
Okay, so the only thing I will say about this whole gorgeous thing is, yes, it's kind of a gorgeous one, and that kind of makes me go E tier, but I was still like, no, honestly, I'm actually, like, if you want F tier, I'm actually
Okay.
putting F tier, because, like, I will say it has, like, very abusive, like,
Just for that alone. Yeah, just that little
yeah,
aspect alone makes it an F tier for me, I
yeah,
think.
it's terrible. I would actually say it's terrible, like, straight up terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just let's just end it there. Let's just move
Let's just
on.
end
I
it
would
there,
actually
yeah.
I would actually kind of agree. Like, I hate that map. Necron players, you probably love this map. I hate this map, and Jagus agree. Let's move on, bro. So we got
It even has slag deposits, man. Okay, sorry.
yeah, no, I agree. Like, oh my god, yeah. Necron
Yeah.
players, like, yeah, whatever. We got Fallen City. Got Fallen City here.
Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
gonna start off with this one. I don't think this
Yep.
map get played a lot. Well, it still get played, but it's kind of like. So I think the main criticism of this map is that it's actually very unbalanced in terms of how it's built. So on one corner with Relic, there's like houses, high. There's like a tall building or whatever. It's like a broken city side, and then on the other side you have like you have heavy cover and stuff, or light cover. I'm not sure which one. And like, I kind of like the idea of Fallen City, but I don't think it's very like. It feels like a very messy map almost. I'm not opposed of like saying I'm not saying it's a bad map, but I can definitely see why a lot of like, especially like pro players from time to time complain about this map, because it is kind of like, a little messy and very unbalanced. But it has a lot of good things about it though. Like, it has slag deposits. I think you have 4 points on each side, and then you got a relic, so it's kind of balanced, but it's just like the whole build of Fallen City is very like, if you like it, you like it, but personally I'm a little bit against it, I think, maybe.
Yeah, so this was like back in the era where, like, the early stages of Dawn of War, where they were making maps, but they didn't really take into account the balance aspect part of it, right? Like, some of those early 1v1 maps aren't balanced at all, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, Railway, right? Like, they'll kind of go for like a more design, I think,
Yeah.
aspect to it. So
Yeah.
they remastered this map, didn't they, though?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
There's a remastered version of this map, isn't there?
I think there is a remastered version, and it's probably way more balanced. I haven't played that a single time, so I wouldn't know. But I would say, personally, okay, so I actually kind of think there's something charming about it being kind of a messy map. Like, there's kind of a charm about it. I don't think it's a particularly, like for what it is, it's actually like, it's a broken city. It's not usually like something that would look good. So aesthetically, I kind of respect it. I'm kind of leaning D tier. Like, it's definitely on the low end of the 1v1 maps, I would say. But would I say I'm leaning D tier, like a low C, kind of. That's where I'm at with this map.
Okay, I agree with you for the most part. I haven't seen that many games played on this map either, but I thought it was one of the more popular ones. But now that you mentioned the buildings, yeah, you're right. It is quite not so balanced in that regard. Would you consider putting it in C tier though?
I would,
just based, because I've seen quite a few games played in this map.
Well, okay, so just to make clear, like, it's still like a top 10 map that's being played, so it's not like completely. But I would say, of the popular map, this is the least played. That's kind of how I see it.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So
okay.
you know what? Then? You know what? I would actually kind of respect the C tier, but I'm kind of pushing for D tier. Kinda, which is because I'm looking at the other maps, and I'm not gonna lie, this is on the low end of the 1v1 maps for me.
Yeah.
Like
No, you convinced me, brother. D for Duzzy. We'll put in.
Okay. Sorry, Jagus, we don't have a J tier, but yeah.
That's like further down.
Yeah, that's very bad. That must be terrible.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, I cannot wait for your opinion on this one. What's your opinion about Mortalis?
Ooh, this is a good one. Okay, so the way I'm gonna kind of explain it is, I like the idea of this map. However, there's some huge problems with it, and one of the biggest problems for me is that those like mountains that separate like the bases, those you should not be able to shoot through mountains. That is just ridiculous to me. And because of that fact, this map actually really favors a few races. I think Imperial Guard is a big one.
Yep.
And I also think Tau as well.
Yeah. Tau
have a big advantage in this map too. Chaos also can get quite messy with this map. And this map is just like a techer's dream. So usually when you play like a 3v3 in this map, all the players will do is just sit in their base, tech up to tier 3, whatever. And it's just not fun. It's not a fun time for me. It doesn't suit my playstyle personally. Yeah. What do you think? Sorry, aesthetic wise?
Yeah.
I don't really like the aesthetics of it either, honestly.
Yeah.
All right.
So here's my opinion about Mortalis. I'm gonna have to bleep this out. I f***ing hate this map. I despise this map. I really dislike. So obviously I'm not like a team guy. I don't play many team games, and obviously this is a very popular map. So some people might like disagree with me, but it's like whenever I play Mortalis, it feels like a map that theoretically could be interesting, where you could fight each other, right? But it's just in practice, people just don't want to take risk, because if they go in the middle, they'll just die. And it's like, okay, so might as well sit in my base and do nothing, you know? And it's like, it's so, like, I remember first time I played this map, right? I was like, oh, this looks cool. And then there was literally, it was free for all, right? There was literally 2 Tau players right on my, like, on each side of my base, and I got absolutely destroyed, right? And I was just like, what is this map, bro? Like, what is so bad? And it's like, then I agree with you. I'm not saying it's like ugly, because it does have a theme, I guess, but it's not pleasing to watch either. There's just like so the only reason, like, before we made this tier list, right?
Yeah.
Before we made this tier list, I actually played a game just today. And I played with a bunch of like pretty good players. I would say Alex UK was in the game. He was obviously smurfing. Yeah, it was that game was fun because nobody except for one of my teammates was checking, right? And it was
nice.
Yeah, and so everyone was just fighting 24/7. I was like, wait a minute, this is very exciting suddenly. Like, people are fighting on this map, and I think the theory of the map. So, by the way, my teammate, it was really interesting. My teammate, he was teching a lot, and then suddenly he was tier 3 and just murdering everyone, right? And it was a very, like, interesting game. I might actually, like, do a video about that game because it was really interesting. I might even send it in to you because it was an interesting game.
Oh, yeah, please do.
Yeah, but, like, the thing is, when I played that game, I was kind of like, okay, if everyone played on this map like this, I would probably bump this up. So I'm kind of like, but it's just the other 20 times I've played this map, or probably even more, I have never seen that. People just tech all day long. We get tier 4 and everyone is happy about that. You know?
Oh my god, dude, I could not agree with you more. Like, I was actually going to say that same thing. Like, when you play with the right teammates, and you're actually out fighting tier 1, like, just not, turtling in your base, it can be a really fun map. So.
Yeah. So just because of the theoretical part, and just because of like you at least can see a theme, I'm willing to put it E tier. Like not complete.
I was gonna say the same thing, brother.
Oh,
I was gonna say the same thing.
Great.
Hey, let's do it.
Yeah. You know, we have
yeah.
we have a saying in Denmark that big brains think the same. They think alike.
Okay.
So I think it's the same thing here. Big minds think the same way, you know? So
Oh,
yeah.
I'm glad you think I have a big mind. That's quite a compliment.
Well, I have a big mind, so you must have a big mind as well. Like I'm just nah. Okay, so we got a 4v4 map. So we got burial grounds. That's what it's called.
Ooh.
So when actually you can start. I will just I'm gonna start here because I have a little story.
Go for it.
I have a little story about this map. So in my personal opinion, I kind of like the map, but like when you wrote to me, because beforehand you wrote to me about the different maps you were thinking. What about this map and what about this map? And you wrote this to me. I was like, what exactly is this map? I kind of know it, but I haven't played it that much. And so I played it actually a lot here the last 2 days. And I kind of F with this map. I'm not gonna lie. Like there is something about it where it really forces you to fight. I like when on the sides of the map there's like negative cover here and there, and then there's heavy cover here and there. Like it feels very like as an interesting map. There's almost like I feel like it's a very dynamic map. Can I say it like that? There's like a dynamic thing going on here, and I just like, you know, I was actually pleasantly surprised when I played a couple of games on this one. I kind of F with this map, and I do also think that it almost serves the purpose that all 4v4 maps should have, which is there's a middle part, and then there's two sides parts. But this one has like almost like a creative spin to it, where it's not like straight lines. It's literally like, I don't know, each corner to its own or whatever I'm supposed to say here. But I don't know. I'm leaning the high end. That's what I will say. I'll give you room here to talk. So what do you think?
Yeah, it's I'm trying to think of the word as well. That freaking word that perfectly describes this map, but it's like it's different. Like it's unique, like you said. And I mean it functions well as a 4v4 map. It also functions really well as a 2v2v2 map.
Ooh, yeah, true.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a good map to play. Honestly, you pretty much covered everything about it.
Is there
lots of points everywhere?
Yeah. Is there any races you could imagine not be happy about this?
It can be SM favored as usual with all these kind of big maps. You'll probably hear this a lot. Like you know, the deep strike. It's such a hard ability to counter sometimes. I have seen games get ruined by that strategy, but other than that, no, it's pretty fine. You know.
Yeah. I'm like leaning A tier here. What do you think?
Yeah, I would go A tier too. Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's do that.
I think it's good. I think it's a good map.
Okay.
It's definitely one of the more played 4v4 maps. I always see this map up on the servers, so yeah.
Me too. So, I think the only thing that holds me back from S tier is like, it's not aesthetically, my god, what is this? And then there's also the part of like, I would imagine like, I'm just gonna say off tops, like I'm not sure if Necrons like this map. I'm not sure about that whatsoever, but like I could just imagine like there's some races that might not like this map.
Good, yeah.
But I would say like it's slightly like on the high end of A tier. That's what I will say.
Yeah, no, we can agree on that. Yeah, 100%.
So, okay, everyone's favorite map as a 2v2 map, Into the Breach. Are you ready for this one? So, actually, I want to make you start here. What do you think?
Oh, you gotta make me start? Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Well, I've been playing this map since the Winter Assault days.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm a bit biased. Like, I love this map. just for the nostalgia. And even though it is like, it can be a bit favor like Imperial Guard again because of the small distance between the two bases. The Basilisks just can get quite annoying, especially when you're tier 3 and like you get 3 Earthshakers into your HQ and it just gets destroyed.
Yeah.
But like, other than that, pretty symmetrical, balanced map. You got your little choke point in the middle for the fights. This map also favors Tau with the stealth suits. They can jump over the wall, decap points, but you can also use like Chaos Raptors to jump over. All those jump units can go and do some harassing. So it does favor jump races quite a bit, but still, I think those particular strategies that I talked about isn't like a deal breaker with this map. I think it's also quite a pretty map as well. So I'm already like aiming at the higher tiers for this map.
Wow, this might be our biggest disagreement ever when it comes to this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when it comes.
No.
Okay, so actually, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of respected some of your points, but there's also stuff where I just disagree. So.
Oh.
For me, okay, this is interesting. This is actually really interesting. I did not think we should disagree on this, but apparently we disagree. So this is going to be fun. So
Go ahead. Put me out of my misery.
No, it's okay. For me, this is just a 2v2 version of Mortalis, but it looks better. Like okay, so okay, that was very harsh. I'm not gonna lie. As I said that sounded very harsh.
I get it. It's great.
But I swear to Lord, dude, like whenever I play this map, my teammate just tags. Like a lot.
Oh right,
yes. And there's a part of me that kind of like, because it feels a little bit like how do I say this? I've actually tried. Maybe I just suck. Like I don't know this, right? But every time I try to rush on this map, I get insta punished, because like
oh my god, you're right.
The bases are very close to each other, so I just get insta punished, and it feels like kind of Mortalis. Well, it doesn't have the same abusive side of Mortalis, I guess, but it's like it has these the parts of it is kind of like if I rush, I get punished really really badly, and so you might as well tech, right? And that to me, like, I've played this map several times where it's like, we just sit there in 7 minutes or something and there's not a single fight. I've tried that on Into the Breach, which is like, to me, kind of like ludicrous. And then there's this side of it where it's like, no, I was gonna say that it's not very Necron favorite map, but I guess Necrons are completely fine on this map. I guess. Like
no, 100%. They do really well in this map.
Yeah, I was about to say some stupid dumb stuff there, but I actually think that it's kind of a balanced map. I actually do respect the point that you made, that it's very symmetrical and stuff like that. It is also a pretty map, so I'm not taking that away. But I just like I feel like this is the most techie of techie maps. Now it doesn't have the same brutally abusive things where you can just long range harass over the cliffs. So in that sense it is not Mortalis, but it is just like you can't run. At least on Mortalis you can do some cheesy stuff where you're like, okay, he's pressuring me here and that forces a guy who's tagging to do something or stuff like that, where it feels like into the breach you literally can't do that. That's kind of the thing I will say. So personally, before that, I'm not gonna lie, I was going to put it F tier, but
ooh,
yeah, but
okay,
the things you've said, because like I will say you're definitely like taking me up to, I think I'm at a D-ish right now, but like go ahead.
Yeah, so you actually unlocked some memories in my brain that I guess must have just been like trauma blocked.
Okay.
But you're absolutely right. Like if you're not playing with the right teammates, the last few games I've had on this map have been excellent. But if you're playing with those bloody teching like allies, they just like to sit in their base, blah blah blah, get to tier 4, whatever. Yeah. It really becomes the most boring map you can play on. So you're absolutely right, but I wouldn't put it down at F just because I have had some amazing games on this map.
Yeah, I'll take that back.
They're not taking one, so we can. I think we can go a bit higher. You said D, right? I think I could F with D.
Yeah, I could. I I can F with D as well. So
Okay.
I'll put a D tier as well. Shall we say D tier?
I think that sounds pretty fair. Yeah.
Yeah,
D tier.
D
Yeah.
tier. Okay, that was an
Just for aesthetic. The aesthetics kind of saved it, and the nostalgia a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
But
No, I
well done. Well done. You convinced me.
Yeah, well, you kind of convinced me too. I was putting it F tier, bro. Like, so okay. We got
Fantastic.
Doom Spiral in here.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna be a little quick with this one because otherwise this video will be like 3 hours or something. So Doom Spiral for me, I feel like it is a kind of like, not saying, well, F it, I'll actually say it. I think it's kind of an ugly map. I know it's the point is that it's like a dry-ish, but it looks so dry. Everything about it looks dry, so I'm not like a fan of it. To me, it's just like, if you took Ice Flow, right, and you made it horribly ugly, you would get Doom Spiral. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here.
Yeah.
I will say, obviously, I like the part that it's in the corners of each, like, you're not like too close with each other, and so you could do some cheesy stuff. I don't remember everything that happens in the middle. I do think there's like more than just like one point in there. I can't remember it very well.
Yeah, so there is a critical location right in the middle, and then there's 2 strategic points just on either side of that.
Ooh, okay, that actually redeemed a little bit.
Yeah.
My thoughts on this one. I'm leaning C tier actually. That's kinda...
Okay, should I step in?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think this map is actually like if you're like a newbie player and you want to play 2v2s, I think this is like this is like the Blood River of 2v2s, I would say.
Ooh, true.
No relics as well, so there's no like tier 4 relic units that get played in this map.
Okay.
And it's, just pretty, like, it's pretty simple. It's, just, you got your middle part you attack from, and you can also attack from the sides. I don't know. There's not really much to say about it. But.
Yeah. Don't you think, like, maybe it's just me, but don't you think that's an argument against Doom Spiral that doesn't have relics? You actually reminded me, I thought it had relics, but you're actually right. It doesn't have relics. Don't you think that's a counter-argument to it? Or maybe it's just me?
Well, I like not having to deal with Bane Blades and Monoliths and Bloodthirsters or whatever. Like, yeah, honestly.
Okay, I respect that point. Maybe we just differ on that one. I actually kind of respect that point. I guess, like, my only thing about it is, yes, it's very beginner-friendly, but then you could probably also make the counter-argument to it, because, like, to me, Blood River has... Because you mentioned Blood River at least like is very pro-friendly as well, I would say, where Doom Spiral feels like just a beginner map. Maybe I'm like a little too harsh here, but like, I don't know, like, where do you lean? B tier? You like B tier?
I was actually leaning towards like a low A, high B.
Oh,
what were you? Where were you aiming at?
Well, I was leaning C tier, so we can do a B tier here, no problem.
B tier, okay.
Yeah.
B tier, B for beginner. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Oh, that actually makes sense. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You're really good at these letters, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I know the English alphabet.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Amazing. You should learn the Danish one. You'll get confused, bro.
Wait, really? How many letters do you guys have?
We have 3 extras. You will just be like, "What the hell is going?"
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna learn you one day. No problem. So we have a 1v1 map, and it's Shrine of Excellion. So let me just start out with this one. Obviously, I'm super biased because I'm a Space Marine main, and this is probably one of, if not the best, Space Marine map. Except if you play against Eldar, then it's not so. It's not a fun map to play against Eldar. But I think so. It's kind of a very like almost the argument that you have done for some of these maps, that it's very like symmetrical, and it's very it's actually super symmetrical, and it's like very like almost ultra balanced the way the map is built, and it has heavy cover, it doesn't have negative cover, and the only thing that holds me back from like putting it too high is obviously that this map might actually be super unbalanced for certain races. I do think like Necrons, if they play Shrine of Excellion, like good luck, bro. Like it's just it's so bad on so many levels for someone like Necrons. But I do think that I do kind of like that it's a very simple map, and I do also think that there's something cool about the middle point with like you go up the stairs and then you put up the flank in the middle, and like there's almost like something very interesting about that, and almost like kind of, I don't know, maybe I've seen too many movies, bro, but like I kind of F with this one.
Yeah.
I think it's like on the high end. Like I wouldn't put it S because I do think it like aesthetically it's not like wow, and also like it's not the most, how do I say this? It does have balance issues, and I don't mind balance issues in of itself, but like they are really brutal against like specifically Necrons, which I do think is a problem. And then yeah,
So is that because they're prone to like early rushes in the beginnings, and because there's a lot of heavy cover, or why do Necrons struggle in this map?
Well, it has everything. It's cool that you ask, because it basically has everything that Necrons hate. So it has heavy cover, it has a lot of points, and then obviously the fact that against certain races you can get rushed as well. So it kind of has all the bad things that Necrons don't like. And
fair.
Like I'm not like, sure, if Astro Hero woke up one day and said I'm gonna play 1v1s again, he'll probably win a lot on this map again. I'm pretty sure that Bloody Monster is probably smurfing on this one anyway, like because he's so good. Like I could imagine that, but in general, a general rule of thumb is there's one map that's probably worse. Otherwise, this is the worst Necron map, I would imagine, at least. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think most pro players would agree with me here as well. But
yep, that sounds fair.
I'm leaning like a high, very high B tier, low A tier. How about you?
Basically everything you said about the map, I agree with. Despite Necrons and Alda being really good in this map, the other races also do pretty well, right? It's not too bad for them.
Yeah, true.
So you were thinking low A or high B?
Sorry, I forgot about Dark Elder. They don't like this map either.
Okay, so Dark Elder.
And I sometimes, in certain cases, it might not be so fun for Tau either.
Okay, so
that one is a little iffy. I might take that one back, but I do know that Dark Elder, they will be forced to not go Hellions on this map because the points are very tight. You can't just jump. Go ahead. Like I'm talking too much here, but go ahead.
No. Okay, so from that, B then? How does B sound?
Yeah, I
think it's a pretty map though.
Yeah, I
personally think it's beautiful.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't say it's beautiful, but I would say it's good looking. Like a 7 out of 10. Kind of.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, I'm actually like interested to hear what you say about this map. So we got Alvarus in here. What do you think?
God, oh man. Most popular 3v3 map for sure. You almost never see any other map get played. This map and Mortalis, most ones played.
Yeah.
I kind of hate this map, to be honest. It's another kind of like tickers map. Let's look at the notes. What have I written here? Oh, it has to be the most popular 3v3 map. That's not helpful. Well, this map definitely favors some races, and if you're up against those races, it'll be a nightmare playing this map. What else can I say about it? Like, it's pretty standard. Like, you got your 3 bases on each side. The bases are separated by these little mountains, and you can have some interesting fights. You generally don't want to push into the corner bases first, because if you do, there's a good chance you're going to get flanked. So generally the fights will start off like middle to middle and then go from there. But this map, like, honestly, if you're up against Necrons, you're up against Chaos, Tau, Imperial Guard, you're going to have a nightmare.
Yeah. See,
of the game. So
I actually agree with this. I will say I actually kind of low-key like the aesthetics of it. Again, not saying it's beautiful, but at least like it's unique, so I kind of respect that part of it. I will agree with you, it's very like tech-heavy. Super tech-heavy actually. And it is also like very unbalanced. I wouldn't say I hate this map.
yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Like you don't really hate it, but it is really annoying to play on it.
Yeah, I guess like there's something interesting about this map. I guess like if I had like 2 other homies and I was playing on this map, I would kind of like this map, I guess, because there is like who's taking the relic here, right? It has 2 relics. Who's taking the relic and who's not, and who like. Do I have a Necrom player here? Can I take this strategic point here? Yeah, you can get that as long as I get the relic, so I can get the monolith or whatever it is. Like, there's something like I guess if I had my 2 homies and I played this map, I would probably like this map even more. I will say though, just looking at our tier list, we have Bloodshed Alley on C tier. And I just can't imagine myself put it lower than Bloodshed Alley, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's something about... Because I will say Bloodshed Alley is probably like a tiny bit more balanced than Alvarus. I will definitely say that. But I do think that Alvarus also has some dynamics that I kind of respect. And also the aesthetics kind of help me out a little bit here. I was leaning D tier, but like the more I think about it, I would actually just put a C tier, I'm not gonna lie. I do understand like the hateful parts of it. I definitely understand it, but I don't think it's like Into the Breach kind of level. Well, oh, maybe. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Are we allowed to move?
Well, what would you
move it if we already put it down?
What would you move?
I was thinking like maybe move Bloodshed down to D and put Alvarus in C.
Ooh. Actually, I agree with that. Actually, the more I think about it, I would actually agree with that. Should we do that?
Yeah, let's do that, sure. Because I don't think it's on the same level as Bloodshed Alley.
No. Because Bloodshed Alley is so ugly, dude. I will repeat that. I really, really don't like this map.
I really hate Bloodshed Alley, bro. It's so fucking ugly.
So, let's get Titan's Fall here. So, Titan's Fall to me...
Titan's Fall, okay.
I'm gonna make this relatively short. I kind of like this map.
Yep.
I don't think it's amazing, but I kind of like this map. I think it's tiny, like, boring to look at, but then there's also a part of me that kind of likes the Titan aspect of it. I think regardless of it looking kind of like weird in the way that it's built, it's a relatively balanced map in how it's built.
Yeah, agreed.
I do think that it favors a tiny bit like races who wants to jump a little bit. So I guess like Dark Elder really likes this map. I guess like people like Chaos would probably like it if they go Raptors. All people who really or races who really like jumping is really good. I guess I'm like leaning because I don't think it's like Shrine of would I? I'm like leaning C tier here. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's amazing either. Yeah.
Oh, you think it's worse than Shrine of Excellion?
I kind of do actually. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I was personally thinking B. I think it's on the same level as those other 1v1 maps we talked about.
Okay.
Like it's such a simple map, right? And is it fairly popular as well?
Yeah, it is. I think it's like on the low end of the top 10s, but it's still like it's not the worst. Like it's probably like number 8 or 7.
Yeah.
So it's
okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Up there.
I also really like the aesthetic of the Titan in the middle. I mean, you're fighting around a frickin' Titan, man. Like what Titan is? Is that like a?
True.
Probably not a. I don't even know. I don't even know the names, but I would put it in B tier. Just I think the aesthetics save it on this one. I don't think it's quite C tier.
Yeah, actually, like you have convinced me. I would actually say C tier. Oh, sorry, B tier here.
B tier, perfect. Yeah. Okay.
So
excellent.
You're gonna help me out a little bit on this map. Kasyr Lutien.
Kasyr Lutien. Oh Jesus Christ. Okay, I'll take this one first.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this map, I've mixed feelings about this map. It can be a really fun map, or it can be a really annoying map. Which one were we talking about before? Alvarus. It can be like a Alvarus where...
Yeah.
Sorry, not Alvarus. Into the Breach. Where if you have the right teammates, you can have like a nice, fun game. Otherwise, it becomes just a ticker's map. So that can really make or break playing on this map. But other than that, it's like pretty balanced, I would say, on both sides. It's a big map too, and because of that, you often get the Space Marine tickers once again.
Yeah.
Play this map. Deep strikes happen a lot here. Also, you get monolith. The fake monolith where the deceiver makes the fake mono, and then the immortals teleport in and
Yeah.
basically destroy all your buildings. That's a problem as well. And another thing is Alder. Alder are the absolute worst to play against on this map.
Ooh, yeah.
If you beat them, the players usually just build webway gates all over, and you have to bloody like go around trying to find them. Cockroaching, I think they call it.
Yeah.
And so like at the back of your base, there are some like black areas, fog of war, where you can't see. And what Alder can do is they can jump a bone singer in those areas, right in the corner, build a webway gate, and then Alder can just make a surprise attack from the shadows behind your base, which can be really annoying to deal with.
Wow. Yeah.
So this map does favor some races, but I don't know. I have very good memories of this map. It's also I quite like the aesthetics of it, but the terrain can be a bit annoying.
See,
Sometimes.
I'm kind of. I actually agree with pretty much everything you said, and obviously you have more experience with this map than I have. But I have played it a couple of times. I do think it's very like tech friendly. It also has slag deposits, which is actually a plus in my opinion, because it makes it so Necrons is also happy about this map. I do think that I am leaning like very low C tier here, because I do think that it has abusive parts of it, but then there's also parts of it that's kind of feels like a little bit better than Alvarus, because it is. Yeah. What do you think?
I would. Yeah. I would actually. I was actually thinking the same thing. C tier. Because it's definitely. It's better than Bloodshed Alley, I think.
Yeah.
It's more fun to play than Bloodshed Alley. Let's put it that way.
For sure.
If we're gonna put it in C tier, can we put it in front of Alvarus just to show that?
Yeah.
It's better than Alvarus.
No, I agree with that.
Both tier too.
I do agree with that. Like, I would definitely say that Alvarus is like very C minus, like really pushing for D tier. But there's just parts of Alvarus that I have to respect. So I kind of think Alvarus deserves a C tier. But yeah.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Honestly, yep.
Okay. The next one is Quest Triumph. So have you
take this one.
Okay, so I think you have a little less experience of this map, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so obviously, really classic Winter Assault vibe that you get here, I think. I think it has. So I kind of like it because there's something beautiful about like the middle part, the structures there with critical locations. I do also like the fact that it has like. Some people might say this is annoying or cheesy, but you can obviously build turrets over where you can harass the opponent over the wall.
Yep.
I hope you know what I mean, because I'm really bad at explaining.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
It has light covers, so that's not as terrible for certain races, so the cover is not too bad, I think. Also, I think aesthetically it's a really nice map, but the downside of it is obviously that it is very like good luck playing Necrons in this map. And also, like, the other thing is, like, I think Eldar really hates this map, which is a plus for me, because I think Eldar should get punished in some way, shape, or form in this one. But I do F with this map a little bit. I'm kind of leaning B tier a little bit. I do think that it's cool, like, the way that the points are being built, and there's also different decision making. Do I want to secure the point right over the wall, or do I want to go with the straight line? I hope that makes sense the way I explain it. Like, it's not like completely obvious which point is on your side, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Those outside strategic points, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and so in that way, I kind of respect the map. The only thing that really holds me back from like giving it anything special is I just think it's very rough to play for certain races, which is not bad, but it's just like I have to take that into account. I do think
Yeah.
it's a beautiful map, but I will say this though: out of all the snowy maps, I would kind of say this is probably not the least beautiful of them. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of
It's
like leaning a very high B tier, but I would not put it A tier though.
No, yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm thinking like C tier seems a bit harsh for me. I was gonna say like the only problem I have with this map is it would be too claustrophobic. I like my open maps, but that's what makes it more interesting. I think is because it's like it has some narrow like push points unless you go in the middle, but usually that's not really advised, right? Because then your units are vulnerable. But
True.
no, I think B tier would be a good
Yeah, I think that's
tier
respectable
for
as
this
well.
map.
Okay.
Yeah, C just seems too harsh, to be honest.
Yeah, it seems too harsh, but it's just there's something wrong about putting it in A tier. I will say that. It feels wrong to put it A, but that's
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, not quite up there with Blood River and all them, but yeah.
so. Okay, so we got Fury Islands. So
Okay.
this is a little interesting. So do you want to start with this one?
Yeah, man. Where do you start with this one? Right off the bat, good thing about this map is so many points. There's so many points in this map. And basically, once again, if you're playing like with the right people, you will have those early tier 1 fights fighting for those middle points. Basically, whoever controls the middle points wins the game. So with that knowledge on both teams, you can have some really nice fights in the middle. And usually the person that's like in the middle of your team will maybe tick, but it's up to him. He has a big responsibility to help his teammates on either side.
True.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what bad things there are to say about this map. I'm sure there are some, but I don't think it's like as bad as like, Kasyr Lutien or Alvarus. Like I'd put it up there. I'll still put it in C tier, but like maybe like a really high C.
Yeah.
Just because the map's not that popular either, so.
So, I was leaning B tier, but I'm not gonna lie, you've kind of like convinced me a little bit. I will say for like, I kind of like. It feels like a very balanced map, I think.
Yeah.
And it also, like, I will say there's something really interesting with like, aesthetically how it's really like there's these small, what are they called, valleys or like lowlands, and then there's a little bit highlands, and
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of it being an island and stuff. So there's I have a little bit of a soft spot for this map, but I will also say that it is just almost like super generic. But there's also a part of me. There's also a part of me where it feels bad to put it beside like the same tier as like Alvarus and like Kasyr, because I don't.
Oh, okay. So
I don't think
you don't
there's.
feel like putting in C tier, or?
I'm leaning B tier, but I actually feel like you kind of convinced me here a little bit. I'm not sure why though. Like I feel like you kind of convinced me. But
If we can agree, we'd rather play this map over those 6-player maps in C tier. Yeah, I'd be okay with putting a B tier, but like kind of like on the end.
Honestly, I'll put it C tier, and here's the reason why. I would probably say
Okay.
it's like the ultimate, like this is the best C tier map we will probably have in this whole thing.
Yeah, fair.
But I do think like there's probably a reason why it's not a very popular map. And it is kind of just super generic. I'm not sure about it. I'll probably just say C tier here. I don't know why I feel like that's a little bit wrong, but there's also a part of me that feels wrong about putting a B tier. So we'll just make a decision here and put a C tier.
Sure. Yeah. People always complain when this map gets like selected. I don't know why. I quite enjoy it, but
Yeah.
just for that reason, I think we'll just put C tier.
Yeah, maybe it's because people complain because it's like actually a map that requires skill, but yeah.
Oh, well, maybe, yeah.
Maybe that was a little offensive. I kind of like this map.
These guys.
Yeah. Alright, so okay, next map. This is going to be super interesting. I have a feeling we'll get an out of breaches kind of moment here. So the next map is going to be Outer Reaches.
Outer Reaches. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna start off with
Yeah,
this
you
one.
take this one.
I really... Okay, I actually really love this map.
Agreed.
That,
A tier, let's put it A tier.
What? Really? Like you don't... Because like I get I get the vibe that you almost like... I think we did a cast together and you're like, there's too much cover in this... there's too much cover, or whatever you said. But maybe you...
Oh, did I? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was for that particular game. Maybe one of the races didn't like. Was that... Which game was that? Was that the 5 Arrow games that we did?
Maybe that's... yeah, exactly. I think it's Necrons that really... Yeah. Obviously, they hate this map, and it makes sense.
Yeah, I totally F with this map, dude. I love this map.
Okay.
I really like the way it's laid out. I love the design of it, too.
Yeah. Actually, I even think it's aesthetically really pleasing. There's something about, like, how it's such a messy map, and mountains everywhere, and then, like, the small corridors between the maps. I really, really love this map. The other thing I will say is, and this is like a really good argument for me to almost put it S tier, and we all think this is a good argument, right? That Eldar hates this map, and therefore we should all like that map, you know?
You know what? I agree with that wholeheartedly. Let's put it S tier.
Yeah!
Just for that reason alone, like, screw Eldar, man. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
I think that's deserving of an S tier spot because of that fact.
Yeah, true.
I was thinking like A tier, but when you said that, nah.
Yeah.
S
Yeah.
tier.
That was the killer for you, right?
Yeah. But to add on to what you were saying, just to make it not sound like I'm just like, oh yeah, this map's really cool, blah, S tier, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because of what you said, like all the terrain, the heavy cover, it forces the players to make more tactical decisions.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to talk about those decisions when you're like casting games played on this map as well.
Yeah.
So
like
that's the reason why I like this map. So
do you remember, like, when we casted this map, we had 2 times, and both games, I think one game was Dantes versus Mihalich, and the other game was what was that? That was Necrons. I think it was Nobs and Bloodman.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And both games just went complete chaos. There was fighting everywhere, in the top, in the middle, like all over the place. And you and me was like, bro, this is so hard to cast. Like, and I
it was great. Yeah.
I think this map just screams, don't bunker up because you will lose. Like, I kind of love. And the other thing I will say, yes, I do understand if some people would say, well, it's a very unbalanced map. Yes, it is. But I think for an unbalanced map, it's almost like perfect in the way it's unbalanced, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so we're gonna get to other unbalanced maps later, so that's going to be interesting. Okay, I'm gonna be short on this one. Parmenie, the 3-3 map.
Yep.
I don't like this map. I think it's ugly. I think it's like... Well, okay, I'm not saying it's like completely ugly, I just don't like the aesthetics, I guess. I think it's kind of a boring map. I don't think it's like...
And can I quickly duck in and say something? This map, Necrons love this map because there's negative cover all throughout the middle.
True.
So Necrons can just march through. They're fine. They don't care because they don't take the negative bonus.
True.
And yeah, it's tiny ass map. Very artillery favored. Sorry, continue.
I don't want to continue. I just want to say, like, should we put this F?
Ooh.
Like, I'm so close to putting an F. I was like kind of like leaning into like maybe I could say E tier if Jagus convinced me, but like honestly, you just said even more terrible stuff. Like, I forgot about the artillery stuff and stuff. I'm kind of like, wait a minute, I really despise this map. Maybe it's just me. Like, do you have anything good to say about it?
Because of the amount of times I've played this map, F seems a little bit harsh.
Okay.
Despite those things that I said, if you have a good team, you guys rush, you don't let the other team tech, you can have a hell of a time like smashing techers. There's no greater feeling than the glory of smashing players that just tech every single game. So I would put it E. I would put it higher than F.
Okay. You know what? I could actually like kind of I can actually respect that. I'll put it E tier. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we got another 4v4 map. It's going to be Oasis of Sharr, I think it's called.
Oasis of Sharr. Ooh, yes.
So
very nice.
What's your opinion, brother?
I I absolutely love this map. One of my most favorite 4v4 maps of all time. I think most players can agree with me here as well. It is. I'm pretty sure it's like the most 4v4 played map. Maybe.
I think
Fact
so
check
too.
me on that.
I think so too.
Yeah, but it's just basically like you have that middle area, and both teams are trying to fight for the middle. Because whoever controls the middle wins the game. Because literally the only relics on the map are in that middle spot. So
True.
if you hold the relic and you're
wait, is that
oh,
true
sorry, yeah.
actually? Sorry, I don't mean to
Yeah.
cut you off. Is that true? Isn't
There's
there?
only 3 relics. Yeah, 3 relics. One in the top, one in the middle, one in the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you control a relic and you get your relic unit out, it's pretty much game over for the other team, basically.
Yeah. So my opinion about this map is I am I will also just say myself that I think this is an amazing 4v4 map. I think for a 4v4 map, this is pretty much perfect. I kind of like the aspect of like, yes, the middle point is very important, but if there's someone who's like really, really, really doing well on the side lane, like on the side line,
Yes.
then suddenly like it's not so easy to play that. I like the dynamics of that, and I feel like it's a very it really has the perfect almost balance between individualism and team spirit, kind of teamwork thing.
100%. Yeah, that's a really good point you just made. Like, even if you lose the middle point, you can still at least help your ally on the sides. Like, even losing the middle isn't like a game breaker. It's whoever like controls the sides is just as, if not more important as well. So you really got to like coordinate with your team in this map for sure.
I'm kind of just saying S tier here. Do you agree?
Oh mate, I was gonna say S tier as well. I thought that might be too like, I don't know.
No,
too much, but do you think we should chuck it S tier?
No,
I think so.
Yeah, I think S tier is fair because like, what else do you want from this map? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this map is amazing. Like I 100% agree with you. I was a little afraid that
beautiful map.
Yeah, I would actually say it's a beautiful map. So yeah, let's just put it S tier. Like it's kind of a no-brainer, honestly.
Yeah, sweet S.
Oh, this one is going to be interesting. So, this one I'm personally very divided on. So we got Sugar Oasis. Do you know this map?
I know this map. I've done a few casts in this map.
You have. That's true.
Yeah. Sorry, excuse me.
No problem. Do you want to start? Or
who should?
I can start.
From what I've seen of this map... Oh.
Okay, personally, I will just say one thing that I will say about this map is it is probably, at least personally in my opinion, the most beautiful map we have of the whole thing here. Like, on the tier list. This... I don't know who made this, but respect to you for making this map. It is ridiculously beautiful. Yeah. What the hell is going on? Another thing I will say is that I kind of like the aspect of it having 3 lines, but then you can still cross the low river side. I do think there's like there's some small funny dynamics. Some people will love it, some people will hate it, but it has funny moments where like very few places there's like light cover, and then other places there's negative cover.
Yes.
Right at the river. And so I kind of like that dynamic, but I would understand if some people think that in a very intense battle, I would guess it can be very annoying. Annoying.
Yeah.
But I do think for my personal taste that this map is a little too big.
Okay.
But I do kind of... I would say I'm not gonna lie, I really like this map. Even Necrons is like okay on this map, to be honest, because they're slack deposits. So Necrons actually is completely fine, I would think, on this map. 3 critical locations, 2 relics. Like, it's a very balanced map for what it is. Like, I'm not saying S tier. I'm not saying that, because there are parts of it that I'm not like that fond about, but I'm leaning A tier here actually. The more
I was gonna say A tier as well. I feel like this map is one of those few maps that I think all the races can like equally sort of have like not one race favors another more.
Yeah.
Not really, right? In this map, it's
Yeah, I agree.
Fairly balanced, I would say.
Yeah, it's like as balanced as probably possible, I think. Yeah. No,
But then again, yeah, I
yeah.
don't know. I haven't seen that many games on this map, but yeah.
Yeah. I do
I
think
would still say 8 tier.
yeah, I would say so. I think it's a tiny bit too messy for me, a little bit, because there is a lot of aspects to it. It's a little complex of a map. I think you need to get used to it. I don't have too many games on it, but like just the aesthetics alone, like there's no way we can put it below like B tier. And I would say like also balance wise, it's pretty good. So I would put it A tier.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
like very high A tier actually.
Yep. Okay, we move it in front of what, Blood River or?
Ooh, probably. Nah, that felt wrong as soon as I thought about that. No, that felt very wrong. Just right behind Blood
in the middle.
River. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
The Space Marine player in there just screamed to me, "No, not my Blood River." Okay, so we got a Necron map in here. We got Tranquilitys End.
Okay.
Do you want to start or should I start?
No, I was just gonna ask. This is a Necron favored map, right?
Well, okay, so it's actually like I wouldn't say it's like, it's probably out of the popular maps. It is a Necron map for
Slightly
sure.
More, yeah. Okay.
So, do you want to start actually? Usually I start on the 1v1s, but I would actually see. What do you think about this map?
I don't really have anything bad to say about this map. It's pretty straightforward. Like, you got your... Each player has... Correct me if I'm wrong, but they have, like, 2 points in their base, right? And then there's two more on the outside.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to, like, decide whether you want to capture the ones outside first in case your opponent wants to come onto your side and steal those from you, whatever.
Yeah.
So there is a bit of thinking to be done in this map, to be honest.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, it's got the negative cover with the river going down the middle, so also with that you have to be careful about where you place your troops sometimes, and yeah, I don't know, there's definitely some need for making tactical decisions in this map, so I would put it kind of up there, honestly, with the 1v1 other 1v1 maps, and it's also, in my opinion, quite a nice looking map too. Aesthetic wise, it gets a tick from me.
Yeah. I would probably agree with you. I'm not sure what makes it so I don't want to put it S tier, to be honest. I think maybe that I do think aesthetically it's amazing, but it's not, or not amazing. I think it's great, but it's not like mind-blowingly amazing. And then I would say that the negative cover, like it has this weird part. Usually, like a lot of terrain-heavy maps has a lot of heavy cover. But this one does the weird thing where it has like negative cover but a lot of terrain. So
yeah, that's a good point actually.
So it kind of is a little bit funny in that sense because like jumping units really like terrain, but jumping units are usually also melee, and so when they fight in, if they get caught out jumping the wrong place in negative cover and then get shot, like it can be really. Yeah, I kind of. The more I think about it, the more I actually f with this map. I do. Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe like a low A. Low A, do you think?
Yeah, I would actually say that like a super high B tier or like low A tier.
Yeah.
Like I would put it A tier. Shall we put it A tier?
We'll put it A tier. I was thinking B tier, but it seems like that's a bit discouraging for the map. I think it deserves a bit more than the likes of Shrine of Excellion or whatever.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's a top 4 map, so people love this map apparently.
Oh wow, there you go. Yeah.
So yeah.
Fantastic.
So I think this is a clear A tier across the board.
Cool.
Okay, this one will be interesting, and I will probably start this. So the next map is Velvet Duress. How much do you know of this map?
Very little. I've barely seen this. I don't think I've ever seen a game get played on this map. No, I don't think I've ever casted one.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Honestly.
I'm actually a little surprised by that. So.
It's a beautiful map. That's all I can say. It's gorgeous.
True. It's a gorgeous map. The thing about Velvet Duress is this is like the Necron map. Okay. Like this is like on every single level, everything that Necron. So this is like the reverse version of Shrine of Excellion, basically. So it has a bunch of negative cover, no heavy cover as far as I remember. It has 3 points in the base. It has 2 critical locations on the side, and then 1 relic in the middle. So like this map is so, but it's also kind of funny because jumping races kind of like this map. So sometimes Dark Elder might actually like this against, for example, Space Marines. So there's kind of like funny, interesting dynamics about this map. I think this map used to be played a lot in old school tournaments because it's kind of like, you know, Necron players, they would make this argument that if I'm supposed to play Meeting of Minds and Shrine of Excellion, then I should also get the opportunity to play Velvet Duress. That's kind of the Necron argument, and I kind of low-key, not gonna lie, kind of low-key agree with that. But there is, I'm not gonna lie, it's a terrible map for like most races, but I will say that it is a kind of interesting map. I obviously, if Necron is not playing this map almost forces, you know, like people to just change strategies because they don't get their 4 to 5 strategic points, and so you can get some interesting 1v1 maps. Obviously, it's a very beautiful map, but I will say that it has toxic elements. I'm not gonna lie, it's a super unbalanced map in that sense, and most races, unless you're called Necrons, might not like this map. But I think this is obviously personal opinion, but I do think if there's tournament people out there who's like hosting tournaments, well, maybe my boy Jagus here will host a tournament at some point. I will say, like, I will make a case for like put Velvet Duress in the map pool. Make it so Necron players can actually play this map. It is a beautiful map, so I think casters will like it. And also, if Necrons is not on this map, it will probably also be kind of interesting to see how is, let's say, Chaos and Space Marines going to play on this map. You know, like there could be some interesting things there.
I agree with what you said. I have found myself remembering this map more and more as you talk about it, and I do like those maps where, aside from all the, you know, Necron and stuff, I do like those maps where it forces you to think outside the box a little bit more and you know, change strategies a bit. So just honestly,
just because
I would put this up,
Oh, you want to put it on the high end? Because I'm kind of like, I do understand why people, because there's no tournament nowadays who would put this map anywhere, and it's also not a very popular map. And it is because it is like a low-key toxic map. A low-key toxic one. Where at least like, you know, most races can kind of appreciate Shrine of Excellion, you know? Where like, there's only really one race who likes Velvet Duress, you know?
Yeah.
There's kind of that part of it. So it's a very unbalanced map. And then on that criteria, it needs to go down a lot, I think. But it's just
agreed.
It's an interesting one and it's a beautiful one. So I'm kind of leaning C tier here. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I was gonna say D.
Okay, honestly, I was thinking like a C minus. So I'm actually saying D tier here. Then I would say that. Yeah, makes sense.
Like I did say those things, but I think like because of the whole toxic part of it, D seems like appropriate for this one.
Yeah. So
cool.
Let's go to Panrea Lowlands. So I think you will start on this one because I think this is...
I'll start on this one. This is again one of my favorite 2v2 maps to play. How do I start off here? So I seem to have a thing for those maps where it has like points in the middle, right? That is just there for the taking, or you have to fight for them. I F with those maps a lot, and this is one of those maps. Only 2 relics in the map as well. One in the top corner, one in the bottom corner. So if you don't have that relic and your opponent does, you're in a whole lot of trouble. You got to get it back, buddy. And there's a lot of terrain that makes things a bit messy, like the mountains there's a lot of there's a lot of highlands, there's a lot of lowlands, like Panrea Lowlands. Hey, what do you know? Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's all I have to say about it. It's just a fun map to play.
So my honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like pretty much everything you just said, I just agree. Like I have nothing more to
Yeah,
add. Like I actually think you just covered the whole
yeah,
thing. Um,
same.
the maybe the only thing I will add is it gets a little generic in terms of the aesthetics. So I don't think S tier,
True,
but I
true.
will say like it's probably like on the high end. Like it's ooh, would I put
Yeah, I
it?
definitely wouldn't put it at S tier. It's like definitely like a high B or a low A for me.
Yeah, I'm leaning a little bit A tier actually. Uh,
Yeah, I'd go A tier too, but like maybe just
A
on the
minus,
end.
A
A
minus.
minus, yeah, A minus, yeah,
Yep.
100%.
Okay.
Yep,
So
I'm fine with that.
now we got Battle Marshes here. Okay, so Battle Marshes to
Interesting.
me is so when I started playing Dawn of War a lot, and I played a lot of 1v1 maps. This used to be the map that I played a lot before I played Blood River.
Okay.
It doesn't really make sense because I don't think it's a very beginner-friendly map.
No, no.
But this is to me, if you took, how do I say this? If you took Outer Reaches, that's actually how I will say this. If you took Outer Reaches and you smashed it together with Shrine of Excellion, you would get Battle Marshes. That's kind of how I feel about like Battle Marshes a little bit.
Interesting. Okay.
I do think that it has like it has a little bit of it actually has a bunch of terrain, to be honest. Spread out points,
Oh yeah.
but it also does have like some sort of like symmetrical part of it. Heavy cover is in here too, and it is a relatively short map. So there's even like people think that you can't rush on this map. You can definitely rush on this map. I will say that, but people don't do it too much. I do think that it is very like Dark Elder loves this map, for example. I do think Tau would like to play this map sometimes with Vespits. Like a lot of jumping units is pretty happy about this map. I do think it's I'm not saying it's like not, it's just generic looking, like almost like a Panrea Lowlands.
Panrea, yeah.
I'm not sure. I do think it has some few problems that you can either hate or love. So there's this weird dynamic where you can hide, you know, on the side and like put your units to like no attack stance. You can put them on the side and you wouldn't see them. Does that make sense? So below the trees or on the absolute side of the map.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, gotcha.
that aspect, like you can either hate it or love it. I kind of like it because it is kind of putting a new skill expression to it almost. But some people will also be like, "That's stupid, dude. Like, why is that in the map?" So I would I'm leaning B tier. I'm leaning, but I would understand a C tier. That's kind of how I feel about Battle Marshes. It's I think it's a top 6, top 7 map, so it's on the low end of the popular maps. So
Yep. I mean, yeah, you pretty much summed it all up. I was gonna say pretty much what you said. It is a pretty symmetrical map. Like it only looks a bit different because some of the where trees would be on one side, it's mountains on the other side. So it is actually quite symmetrical. And races like IG really favor this map because they can move
True.
between buildings.
true.
Makes it easier to do their attacks. If they need to be on one side, they can just get to the other side really quickly.
True.
But other than that, yeah, I think B tier, honestly, yeah.
B tier.
B tier sounds good to me.
Yeah, but
Sounds like a pretty suitable.
I'm gonna do a Jagus here. B tier for Battle Marshes. Is that how we do it?
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can do.
There we go.
I can do it too. I did go to school.
You know your alphabet as well. Good man. Good
True,
man.
true. So now we got the last 4v4 map on on this this whole thing. We got Lost Hope. I'm gonna be honest
Lost.
with you.
Or, go.
I played this map today.
Yep.
I personally don't like it.
I bloody hate this map. Can we
Okay.
just like F tier this map?
Ooh. Honestly.
Do you think it's deserving F tier or what? Are you gonna save it?
Oh.
Are you gonna save it? Are you gonna save Lost? Is there hope for the Lost Hope?
No. Hope is lost. Let's put it F tier.
F tier, bro. The map name itself.
Yeah.
Is right there.
Yeah. Instantly. No, I actually do think I hate the very skewed part of it where you can just like it's so big for no reason and like no, I don't like it.
Yeah, I really don't like how the teams are arranged as well. Like that's so awkward. Like, why are they like that? It's so. Oh man.
Yeah.
I hate it, bro. I hate it. I don't like this map.
No,
it's too big.
I agree with you. Let's just hope is lost. F tier.
This is aircraft heaven, though.
Yeah. Like the nicest thing I can say about Lost Hope is it's an F plus map. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, that's not too bad.
Yeah. It's still horrible. It's still it's still horrible, but whatever. Okay, interesting. I think personally this is the next map we're going to do is Emerald River. So my personal opinion about Emerald River is it's literally just like the ultimate, in my opinion, C tier map. This is obviously my opinion, but I feel like it so there's something interesting about like green water and whatever, but I always found this map to be extremely one-sided to jumping units. Like Dark Elder loves this map, like really loves this map.
Yep.
And personally, I don't like playing on that because it's short. It has this weird thing about it that it's short. It's almost like it's actually kind of like Blood River, but then it also has the spread out things that Outer Reaches have, but it looks uglier than Outer Reaches. That's kind of how I feel about Emerald River. I'm not saying it's an ugly map, but it's kind of like, yeah, it has like, it's kind of like how I feel about Emerald River. Do you have anything to add? I don't think this is a very popular map, by the way. I will say that. I don't think this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't see many games get played on this map, and I think it's a beautiful map personally.
Okay.
I like the green of the river, like it's beautiful.
Yeah, true.
And I think that would be its saving quality here. But other than that, I actually have done a few 1v1s in this map, and
do you like it?
I can't remember if I won or lost them. It's just everything's so spread far apart. It's like you said, definitely the jump units would favor this map. I was playing Sisters and I was doing the Seraphim Rush.
Yeah.
Against Chaos.
You probably won then.
But I can't remember if I won or lost. Yeah, probably lost because I'm a noob. But like,
well,
yeah, I don't know. I think C would fit this map.
Yeah,
perfectly.
I would say it's like just no C plus, no C minus, just C. It's kind of how I feel
just
about
C.
it.
Yeah, that sounds fair to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Last map. My God, we took a long one on this one, but I've enjoyed this for so much, dude. So thank you for this.
Yeah, it's been great.
So we're gonna do the last one, bro, and I'm gonna give you the word here. So we got one of the most popular maps, by the way, top 3, I think, which is Meeting of Minds. What do you think about this one?
Wow. I personally like this map a lot. I like watching people play this map. It's like you said, it's a really popular map to play on. But it's also Elder Heaven, which is its only drawback, I think.
True.
Other than that, lots of points, lots of cover, slag deposits on both sides.
Yeah.
And what more can I say? Orcs love this map, so that's a win for me. What do you think as a SM player, or what's your general thoughts on this map? I personally like it.
Well, as an SM player, I love this map, like for sure. Like there's something about this map that kind of is like that. The thing is, like, a lot of people will say like it's a bunker up map, but I kind of disagree with that a little bit, because I do feel like the relic is kind of exposed, right? That's the thing about this map, that you can't get, if you don't get that, like, I know a lot of pro players, they have a tendency to just try and capture this one as fast as possible or build a turret at the relic, because chances are you will probably lose it if someone goes up and like interrupts it.
True.
And then like there's also on the complete opposite end, there's an exposed strategic point as well a little bit.
Yes.
It is kind of terrain heavy, so you can like. I feel like there's something interesting going on with like jumping over from the sides to the other side of the corners. I hope that makes sense. That was terrible English.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And I do think there's a lot of heavy cover in this one. There's also people underestimate this when they play this map. There's also a bunch of light cover within the base as well.
Yeah.
I do think that this map is very favored towards races that really likes to have a lot of requisition, but kind of also wants to, scale for a bit. But I don't think this map is as terrible for jumping units, as long as you're not like bad race in the late game. So, for example, I would imagine Dark Eldar don't like this map too much, but Space Marines like it. So, for example, if I play this map against Eldar, I can still go Assault Marines on this map, because it is. So it has, even though it is kind of a bunker up map, there is something a little bit redeeming about the fact that the points are kind of spread out. There are exposures throughout the map. Do I think...
Bunker up how? Like, because if you bunker up one side, you leave the other side exposed.
True,
right?
True. And also, I do think the Slack Deposit is actually a positive thing. So, I've said this several times. Meeting of Minds is not a good Necron map, but at least the Slack Deposit kind of covers up the worst part of that, where, like, Shrine of Excellion is actually terrible.
Yeah.
I do think that Meeting of Minds... Would I put it S tier, though? That's kind of where I'm at. Like, because I'm thinking like A tier, but like there's a part of me, the more that I talk about it with you, that I want to put it S tier. But where you're at?
I was thinking A tier.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think it does deserve S tier. It's one of like the most popular 1v1 maps.
Yeah.
I mean, of all time, right?
Yeah, true. But I don't think we disagree here. Honestly, like it's probably on the it's probably on the low end of S tier, but I do really like this map. So let's just let's put it S tier. Let's end on a good one. Let's end on an S tier, bro. Bro, you know what? You know what else is S tier? Jagus Art. I'm gonna put Jagus Art in S tier as well.
Oh, that's so kind of you.
Yeah, thank you for this, mate. This was a true honor. I have no idea how long this video is, but this was a true honor, bro.
That's right.
I really love the fact that you obviously play a lot of team games. I play a lot of 1v1s. I think we had a good dynamic here.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Like, we each gave our, individual opinions of each maps, and I think we came together pretty well with this tier list. I'm looking at it right now. This is a pretty freaking beautiful tier list of all the maps of Soulstorm. I think, anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Like, probably some people will be like, but there's too many on the high end. Yeah, but we just love this game and we love most maps, so just deal with it. Like, what's wrong with that? So we
and
love
you know what?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what? At the end of the day, just play whatever map you enjoy and just have a good time. You know what I mean?
True. Unless you play Vandean Coast, like...
Unless you play Vandean Coast, in that case, bloody uninstall the game.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, guys, we didn't mention this, but we obviously have honorable mentions. So obviously we have Valley of Corn. We have Mons, I guess it's called. We got Forbidden Jungle. Yep. We got Kasyr Lutien, I think it's called.
Yep, that's right.
We got Francier, Demise. We got Eden. We also got Akmar Desert and Bloody Hell. The thing is,
Eden.
The thing is, most of us, like me and Jagus, kind of agreed that I don't think we play these maps that much. And I think
they're classics.
Yeah, they're classics, and we do respect if people play these maps, I guess.
There you go.
I have a feeling that Valley of Corn, it has like 6,000 games of whatever. I think half of those are literally Beer God just smashing this map. But otherwise, we love every single map, guys, except for Vandean Coast.
Yeah.
F that one.
Except for Vandean Coast.
So,
yeah.
thank for this one, Jagus. And guys, see you guys. Subscribe to Jagus Art. If you don't know who Jagus Art is, by the way, what are you doing? Like, why are you watching my video? Like, this channel was probably made by him, right? So let's be real here. Go subscribe if you haven't already to Jagus Art. I'll put his channel in the description. And then yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you to you, Jagus. See you guys.
Thank you, Duzzy. See you guys.